Ah, yeah. Usabale. Ah, yeah. Who are you? Eh, 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 eh. Hey, da, di, di, di. Oh, fulana lumchita lo. Oza, invite. Ah, yeah. Oh, angethuleni nani. Sasa velezwe. Walungelo.
Morning, Penson. How are you?
Morning, Penuel. How are you, Penuel? The black pen. Takot.
I'm good. I've got no complaints.
Ushefile
Eh,
futhi?
Beyithanda izinto yini le?
No. Khohlwa ilokho. Khohlwa ilokho. Ushefile futhi? You got rid of it?
Yeah, no. I got tired. The Movember moustache was a bit much for me. But at least I've got the video, so I'll just keep uploading it over and over as if I've still got the moustache.
Yeah, but people can hear you. But people can hear your lies right now.
It's fine. I don't care. People believe in perception more than reality.
People believe in perception more than reality.
Yeah, we know this.
Jeez. Utu Pablo, you guys look alike. Yo.
That's weird. I wonder why.
I don't know.
We look alike.
That's what he says or she says. It is what it is, though. Tanga, did you get that video that I sent you? That Candace Owens video?
I did, and the first thought I had after watching it was, I wonder how many men would date or marry Candace.
Say it again?
The first thought I had was, I wonder how many men would date or marry Candace.
Oh, yeah. I got you. You know,
so just a random thought.
But there's that line that she pulls where she's like, I'm not a dude, but I wouldn't date you. Yo, I was like,
You like that?
Yeah, I like that. I think a lot of girls would never allow themselves to date like their younger brother. I guess a lot of guys as well. If you go to guys and be like, hey, bro, would you let your sister date you? People will be like, nah, fam. You know.
It's pretty sad. 2 points.
It's so sad.
First one is, no, the first one's not important. It's a bit more complicated. The second point was, yo, it's gone as well. Oh, you know, saying capitalism requires you to hate yourself.
Yeah.
For it to function. And one of the posts was the reason why you get so touched when people hate you or say nasty things about you is because you actually don't believe in yourself. So it's very sad.
Got you.
To what you're saying, it's a telling sign that you actually don't admire yourself in your life. You're quite embarrassed. Like, you know those stories of if your parents were to watch a video of your life, if your friends and your family would watch a video of your life kind of situation,
yeah,
you're actually ashamed of your life. So the first point was, I get attacked by a lot of women. No, I don't get attacked. I get DMs by a lot of women these days that say my posts give them the impression that I hate women. And it's quite sad for me because, number one, it's not true. I love women very much.
You love women very much?
No, I don't love. I love and respect women very much. And I think I've gone through the process of being a feminized weak man like Will Smith, being a modern.
That's a bit of a low blow, though. Feminized weak man like Will Smith.
The weak man part is the low blow. The feminized man is not. It is what it is. The weak part I can kind of defend, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Modern man, 50-50. I believe in strong, independent women. Then I bit into Jordan Peterson. I joined the Red Pill Nation. Listened to some Kevin Samuels. So I did find myself almost becoming a victim of that type of community, which I think is actually quite dangerous for men.
Yeah.
And I think I'm actually on the other side now. And I was watching Dave Chappelle again last night, and he was actually saying a feminist believes in equality, and he's probably the most feminist person he knows, because he's the type of person, if a woman says "fuck you, I'll stab you," he'll be like, "I'll fucking shoot you in your fucking face."
That's equality right there.
That's equality right there. But these women who claim to be feminists don't believe in that. You know, they claim they want equal treatment and equality, but on the other side, they want men to be chivalrous and gentlemen. They want men to lobola them and buy them rings and provide for the house. So you realize you're actually not a feminist. You actually don't believe in equality.
So you want to pick and choose your equality.
So I really believe that I respect women very much. It's one of the reasons that I think independent, strong women should not get married. And if they do get married, they should probably find weak men that they can dominate, you know? And it should be a happy situation. I mean, Jada and Will Smith, I think financially Will Smith dominates Jada. But as far as I think leadership, emotions, thought, I think Jada dominates Will, you know? And a woman like that in society is meant to be allowed to have more than one man. She's meant to allow to have side niggas, but obviously we're not ready for that. It's very upsetting. But I'm saying this again because I actually do believe in equality. And these women that say that I hate women, it upsets me because number one, they're wrong. Number two, clearly there's a perception that I'm sending out that might be misleading. And then three, it's just a reminder to me that sadly some women are actually just fucking idiots. You know, and that's why they send me dumb shit like that.
Yeah, like I think when an issue where you're like, if your parents or maybe your kids or whatever watch the reel of your life, not even your life, let's say your past year, you know, and things that you did in the dark, you know, I think a lot of people would get embarrassed. A lot of people would get embarrassed. A lot of people would get ashamed because a lot of people aren't living their truths, you know, and it goes that self-hate that you're speaking about. Because I know guys who are saying, Boity, I'd never let my sister date someone like me. And I'm like, bro, how toxic are you as a human being? Like, if you wouldn't let your sister date, then fix you for you. Like, change you for you.
They also said you wouldn't let their sisters date their friends, which means you're actually telling your friends that I think you're a low-quality human being.
You're toxic. You're toxic. So you've surrounded yourself. So one, you wouldn't let your sister date a guy like you because you're a toxic person. You've surrounded yourself with other toxic niggas. And then you're going around like, I'm like, shut up, bro. Like, fuck. And then you have these sisters that are going around fucking advertising titties, whatever. And you say, would you let your younger brother date a person like, oh no, I'd have my little brother around my finger. I'm like, you going out there and have other people's brothers wrapped around your finger, dominating them, punishing them, you know, stepping on their chest. Like, why would you do that to other people's kids? But when you don't want that to be done with your family members. Like, I find that so toxic, eh? You know,
I guess it's the human dynamic where we actually don't believe in equality. We don't believe in what's called being homogenous, being the same. And we're almost comfortable, I guess, like apartheid whites and Nazi Germans. We're comfortable to be the bad guys in the story, but we want everyone else, our servants, our workers, our family members, our loved ones, we want everyone around us to be pure. And we want to be the filthy bad guy who gets to enjoy all the benefits of being trash. You know, because I think especially for men, you want your sister to date a good man, but who's weaker than you, who doesn't have as much money as you, who's not as intelligent as you. You know, someone's trying to call me. I don't know if my sound is fine. Someone's trying to call me.
No, I can hear you clearly. No, it's fine. So, I was away this weekend, you know, and we were having a bit of a chat, like a social chat, and we're chatting about what was trending, I think, last week at the end of the week, the whole Boity thing and Mihlali, that dynamic around a girlfriend allowance. And I remember asking one of the ladies there, Boity, sorry, do you have siblings?
Before you speak about what you are asking, please can you just unpack a summary of what the discussion was about?
Okay, so full disclaimer, without me sounding like a jerk, I actually haven't watched the entire clip. What I did watch was that 20-second, 30-second where Mihlali speaking about her past of having a boyfriend allowance, where her boyfriend then gave her 50,000 rand every month when they were dating, just as an allowance. And Boity then responded by saying, "Oh, that's cute. Getting 50,000 rand is cute." And then she went to speak about how she needs about 450,000 rand a month girlfriend allowance. So whoever she will be dating, the expectation is that he is paying her 450,000 rand a month as an allowance, in that romantic situation. So we're chatting with the ladies that were there in that space around girlfriend allowance and hearing them out. Before we unpack that and what they said, one of the questions I asked, I was like, "Okay, do you guys have siblings?" And they go, "Yeah, but a younger brother." Would you allow your younger brother to pay girlfriend allowance? And it was so crazy listening to their responses. These are girls that are so pro girlfriend allowance, but when you speak about your younger brother, they almost feel like, "I don't want someone taking advantage of my brother." And I'm like, wait, I don't understand. So you want a girlfriend allowance, but when I say, do you want your brother to pay a girlfriend allowance for his girlfriend, you anti that? You feel like they're going to take advantage of your brother? Then you want to take advantage of someone else's brother, someone else's son, but you don't want anyone doing that with your brother. Or if you have a son, are you happy with your son? Maybe in grade 8, you give him $50 pocket money, and he gives that $50 to a girl. Every month you give your son $50, he takes that $50 and gives it to a girl. Are you happy with that? And all of a sudden the girls are like, nah. Yeah?
No, I'm saying everyone wants a maid and a gardener, but they don't want to be maids and gardeners, and they don't want their kids and their family members to be maids and gardeners. So the question is, who's meant to be the maid and the gardener? And what are you saying about how you look at these people? Clearly, you look down on them.
Yeah. But like for me, it was just crazy how the double standard, around the whole girlfriend allowance, and you look at sisters that talk about how strong they are and how powerful they are. The word allowance for me speaks to something else. For me, allowance speaks to giving money for those that don't have, or those that can't. It's like me giving allowance to my kids. You give an allowance to your kids. You don't give an allowance to a grown person. Grown people get salary, grown people get wages, grown people get dividends, grown people earn. They work, they earn. Kids get an allowance. Now, when you want an allowance, you're opening up a power dynamic for me. Straight out the bat. If I'm giving you X, you my child. Mangopa. Ya kerisa mos. The mantumazane say our keris. But no kerisa baby. No kerisa mali. 10 rand. No. That's a power dynamic. And then you're going to come the next day and tell me about feminism?
Allowances are for kids.
Allowances are for kids, though. For people that can't get it themselves. So we allowance.
Is ilobolo for adults?
Nah. No, it's for me. I can look after you. Ilobola is saying you are now one of the causes by some. Therefore I will feed you, therefore I'll bathe you, therefore I'll look after you, I'll protect you. Because that's what you are. So again, you can't be coming 2021 dynamics, something about power and this and this and this and the structure of toxic masculinity, yet you are the one that's placing yourself in those patriarchal systems. Sisters is going out of her way to say, no, but it's for culture. No, I'm going to look after you like my child through that whole custom. You are telling me about, oh no, when there's toxic, what, and then you say, by the way, I don't care, I don't need allowance, and care like a child. You're the one that's asking for that. Now, when I treat you like the child that you are, then you're going to come into me and tell me about dynamics. No.
In a funny, warped way, ilobolo was not paid by the husband traditionally.
Okay.
A lot of people don't seem to know that, and there's a lot of confusion because of that. It was normally paid by the boy's family because essentially both the husband and the wife were children. But it was almost like the father a toy for his son, toy that'll clean for you, cook for you. You can sleep with it. It can make you babies that are going to be yours because they're going to have your surname, kind of situation. You've always had issues with Mihlali You've always used that as an example.
What? 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 Wait. Wait.
Also, take
Let
it
me
back.
put.
Let me take it back. Let me take it back. Let me take it
Take
back.
it back.
Let me
Take
take it
it
back.
back.
Let me
Take
take
it
it back.
back. I do not have any
So
problems with being Mihlali.
you've always, I'm taking it back.
Okay.
You've always hated how Mihlali positions how she generates an income. I think that's more important. That's more accurate. You don't hate Mihlali, but
Can I word it like this?
you've always.
Can I
No,
word
no.
it like this?
I want to make a point. This
Okay.
is. You can.
Yeah, but now
You
people
can
are going to be
disagree.
like, oh, Penson doesn't like Mihlali, whatever. No.
No, but I need you want to clear it up if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I want to
Got
make
you.
a point.
Okay.
You've always hated the brand that Mihlali is selling out there of, I have a YouTube channel, I make money from YouTube and from selling makeup and whatever. And you've always been of the opinion that girls like Mihlali hide behind YouTube. They say they model, they do gigs, but they actually have blessers that are giving them money. And
Okay.
you've always said our sisters look up to girls like Mihlali, and they're being sold a lie, number one. And number two, they go out trying to emulate what Mihlali is doing.
Okay.
They set up YouTube channels, they set up Instagram accounts, and then they start in earnest saying, I'm going to make money off YouTube. And then before they know it, they fall into the same trap of Mihlali where now niggas are DMing them, and now they've got blessers. And now they've become Mihlalis where they are lying and saying, I make money from YouTube, when it's actually not from YouTube. It's from some nigger or niggers that are busy fucking you for money. You know, and my understanding is you've always had an issue with this, and you've used it as an example many, many times. I'm saying this because Boity no Mihlali, I think Ukanyimbao has mentioned something like this. They are meant to be an escape for young girls, and they're meant to be aspiration. Bonang as well. Oh my gosh, I wish I could look like her. I wish I could be rich like her. I wish I could be successful like her. It's something to aspire to, like motivation, something to work towards, etc. But it's also meant to numb you, like getting drunk and smoking weed, where you're like, my life is so shit. Let me look at Kim Kardashian's life and escape and pretend, this could be me. So at least, like watching series, I get to pretend to be someone else, but they are real. They're living that life. I get to live vicariously through them.
Yeah.
The problem, what makes men like you, men like me, other men out there angry, because other people like, it's Boity's life, it's Mihlali's life. Why the fuck would you care? Leave them alone. It's not your girlfriend. She's asking you for an allowance. They love saying, a lot of the girls love saying on Twitter, ooh, watch the men getting paid. They're going to get paid, these broke-ass niggas. Yeah, we broke-ass. We don't have money. And most South Africans don't have money. I love quoting the stats. But the reason we get upset is not because of necessarily Boity, Mihlali, Bonang, Kanyimbao, and whatever. We get upset because these women actually influence real females in our lives. And those females, number one, they know they're not good looking. They know they don't have money. And they don't know that these girls that are selling the stuff are also selling something that's fake. And then these girls come and put pressure on us to be the men. Like, why can't you give me an allowance? And you're like, if you actually knew this girl that you aspire to is actually not getting an allowance, she's getting cum on her face, she's getting fucked in the ass by two niggas. These are just examples. I'm not saying any of those ladies do that. I'm just using extreme examples. So just trying to highlight that the Bonang story came out where she's not really the owner of BNG, the alcohol. It's a white family in the Western Cape. What you're putting me under pressure for, you won't realize that those celebrities are lying. You find out in future that Mihlali was actually lying about the 50,000. There's never any man that's ever given it to her. But in telling that story and that narrative, she's influenced your girlfriend to ask you for an allowance, and destroyed your relationship. And it's made your daughter have this unrealistic expectation of what it means to have a partner that loves you and cares for you. And it's destroyed your family, your community, and everyone around you. And that's what gets us upset, that what type of influencer are you? Kanye West, I was watching Drinking Champs. This is my last point. Drinking Champs Part 2 last night. He was saying he feels the system doesn't want Kim Kardashian to become a lawyer, because the system is worried that if Kim Kardashian becomes a lawyer, she's going to start dressing up in business suits. She's going to start speaking in legal terms. And there's a fear that That's what little 14-year-olds are gonna start. Girls are gonna start aspiring to. Hey, I want to be a lawyer now. I want to wear a suit, and that's not what they want. They want little girls to show cleavage, to be wearing short shit, to want to get drunk, to go to a conca, to want a girlfriend allowance, to want to look whatever. So the problem is the platforms that these people have and the fact that it's a trending story and it ends up influencing real females in our lives who end up destroying the fabric of the family and relationship dynamics.
Drops mic. Just to take a step back again, I don't hate her. I can't hate anyone I don't know. First and foremost, let me just be very clear with that. I can't hate someone I don't know, but again, I hate things that they represent. I know people who sell Herbalife. Ne? Are you still there? Oh, I know people who sell Herbalife. Guys who are injecting crazy amounts of steroids, and then literally have these huge muscles, and then they literally saying, okay, drink Herbalife. That disgusts me beyond. That is what I'm trying to talk to. We've heard enough stories about celebrities, and we've spoken to enough celebrities. We've seen things that these celebrities do behind closed doors. We've seen it. We've seen it.
Marketing.
So I'm talking about toxic in the sense of destroying the future of Inganzet. And whether it is there was a Samsung ad a couple of years ago, and we were watching this at home, and they were taking pictures in the dark, but then the pictures looked amazing. This was like 2014, and the pictures looked amazing. It's like, oh, Samsung. And I remember we were speaking and we were talking about this, and luckily at that time we had a PVR, and we paused, and written at the bottom, it was like, these photos have been edited for what purposes. And I'm like, that's disgusting. So again, if I'm a 12-year-old and I'm watching this ad of Samsung and they're taking pictures in the dark and the pictures look phenomenal, I don't have the capacity to like, I wonder these pictures have been edited. I wonder. So in my mind, all of a sudden, I start building that thing of, I need this phone because this phone can do this in the dark. I hate that type of marketing. I think that marketing is disgusting. I don't like that marketing. I don't appreciate that marketing. And now what's happened is that it's gone from, yeah?
Are you saying you hate fake marketing, or you hate fake marketing that destroys real life?
I think both.
Okay.
I think what's worse is that it's gone now, in my time, me growing up now, from corporate to individuals. Maybe it was always individuals, hip hop always being like thugs and they lying, and it influenced the whole generation of young kids to become thugs. Meanwhile, these guys are actually really working hard and making their money. In hindsight, if you break that down, I hate that. Because now you've influenced a whole generation of boys to sell dope and shoot them up and whatever. Meanwhile, when you were sitting in your nice home in Beverly Hills having malva pudding, that is what disgusts me, because we are limaza, the next generation. So we know of these celebrities, and I'm not going to use Mihlali or Boity, even though we've heard enough about those two, about what they do in the privacy of their spaces. We've heard enough celebrities that are saying, oh no, I get my money from influencing, or oh no, yeah, of course you get money from influencing, but your influencing pay and your lifestyle doesn't match. You tell us you get a boyfriend allowance, but we have never seen a person that can post themselves taking a shit, but you don't post your boyfriend. No one is saying anything about anything. How are you getting this money? And then we start talking to people behind closed doors. Powerful people talk to people who are unfortunately on the other side of the law. And they're like, yeah, no, I gave this chick 100K to do whatever for the next 3 weeks. And you're like, the same girl that's going around preaching with you, and she's making money off this and this and this.
You're breaking up, and I don't know. You're breaking up at times, and I don't know if it's you or me.
I think it could be you. So that to me becomes toxic. That's when I then start respecting. No, let me just finish last point. That's when I start respecting more. Not saying that I like her, just saying I respect her more. Let's say Uzodwa Abantu spoke about this one story where this guy in a club is like to her, can I buy you bottles and wah. And then Uzodwa was like, well, you're about to spend 1,000 rand on me just to take me home. You're about to spend 1,000 rand on me just to take me home. how about you give me the 1,000 rand and I just go home with you?
Sure.
And I was like, shit, okay. Because that is straight up honest, and she's telling girls something it's not me, Zoom, speaking meanders. No, it's clear. It's like, sissy, this is what I did. I took 1,000 rand and this guy was sleeping with me. 12-year-old girls can understand with, but if you're going to lie and say, oh, no, we went because we wanted to do this shoot and that was when you just took money to get smashed. She's living an honest life so young girls can see.
Olimfeka, I think. This chick who's popular now from OnlyFans, who does porn on OnlyFans. I think she was on podcast with Mac G. A lot of people find that stuff very refreshing because it's honest. While you were speaking, well, the first thing I wanted to say was I used to be a huge fan of Boity when she was still a tomboy coming out of UJ. But I think that's just my preference. When she became a slay queen and Louis Vuittons and what, I'm not really into that. Yeah, I kind of lost, I've liked Umini Dlamini because she's mostly remained a tomboy a lot, even though I kind of, she kind of lost it with me with Kune. Kune is a fucking loser, man. And
Jesus Christ.
I'm very disappointed that she dated him, but it's whatever.
Sure,
but
okay.
She tried to keep it real to a degree. I wanted to say, I wonder, so part of the issue is fake marketing, false marketing, telling people that you're an influencer when you're actually selling drugs, telling people that you run a great shoe brand when you're actually helping foreigners do money laundering, telling people you're a great entrepreneur when you're actually a front for politicians because they give you their money to take care of. It's very disheartening for young, ambitious kids who want to build stuff in earnest, And the sad thing for me, as I research more and more business, I just see how much of the businesses we really, really respect, old businesses, have been built of crime and lies, stealing money laundering, etc. I wonder if part of the problem is also not just the false marketing, but even if the marketing was correct, like, are we fine with girls aspiring to be slay queens? Not a slay queen per se, but aspiring to be these pretty girls on Instagram, making money off YouTube. Are we fine with that? And then selling lifestyle. Let's say Bonang actually owned the alcohol brand. Let's say Boity, Mihlali weren't getting girlfriend allowances, but were actually making their money from being influencers and being presenters and those things. Like, are we actually fine with that? Is it sustainable, or is there a chance that even if they were being honest, that other young girls out there wanting to be them are going to fail to be them and then go and do the destructive stuff? I'm saying this because Usiamtanda Kolisi may never have ever taken steroids, never taken enhancing drugs to become a Springbok and the Springbok captain. But in his being great and being big and being like, this is me, I gym every day, I'm clean, I'm pure, ends up inspiring a lot of young boys to actually go take steroids. They're like, well, I'm not as big as Ukolis, and I'm not naturally like Nigerian built, so I need to inject. Like, is there also something damaging, even if this thing was pure, that ends up destroying society?
I disagree, though.
And religion.
I disagree.
I'm not saying that's the case. Oh. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm asking if there's potential danger in
no. I'm saying, Guti, here's the thing. If I'm doing training as a sprinter and I'm legit, like fast, and I'm going and I become successful, and you aspire to be like me, at least I'm not lying to you. I'm saying this is my God-given talent. You too have God-given talent. Maybe you're a great golfer. Maybe you can sing like no one else. This is my talent. But I'm being honest and open with it. And you might aspire, if you then choose to then take the steroids route, then you must understand, Guti, that's on you. You can't come back and say Penson influenced you to take steroids. However, here's the thing. If I'm lying and doing all this shit behind it, I'm taking steroids, and then you find out that I'm taking steroids, then you can say, well, Penson is successful, found out behind closed doors because he's taking steroids, so now I jumped on.
You didn't. I don't think you heard what I was saying. I was saying I wonder if the construct in itself is destructive. That's all. If we go out there looking for the most beautiful natural women, and they become the standard for beauty, and they're beautiful naturally, is there a chance that it might destroy normal girls that end up taking plastic surgery, harming themselves, etc., just to do, because we decided to go and create this construct of almost not looking at the average, of not looking at what's normal and what's real. We're not glamorizing the guy who lives in the mine. We're not glamorizing the gardener. We're not glamorizing the maid. We're not glamorizing the school teacher. We're only glamorizing these 5 female or these 5 male celebrities, Casper Nyovest, Black Coffee, Trevor Noah, these 5 guys who their success is such an outlier that it ends up putting unnecessary pressure on normal guys who end up dealing drugs, trafficking kids, just so that they can pretend to be making Casper Nyovest, Black Coffee, Trevor Noah money. Is the danger not also just in the construct in itself? Not only the fault, but also the construct in itself.
From my understanding, we not under pressure from things that are most natural to nature. You know, growing up at school, you know, you were never under pressure at the fact that some kids might be taller than you because you had your own strengths, you know. And I do agree with you, Guti. We do need to celebrate people's diversity and the strengths that they might have. You know, we can't just
That's not always. What I said. That's not what I said.
I hear what you say. You're saying, Guti, you're celebrating the top 1%, natural 1%, Ubuhle, that is 1%. What happens to the rest of the girls? You know, and I'm just diversifying.
Is that construct not potentially dangerous? I'm not saying it's dangerous. I'm not saying we should dismantle it. I'm asking if it's potentially dangerous.
I don't think it's potentially dangerous if it's honest. I think then people can make up their own minds. You know, I don't think so. Other people might disagree. You know, because there'll always be people that are taller than you. There'll always be people that are shorter than you. You know, there'll always be people who are fatter or skinnier. As long as it's fair in love and war. If I'm outside and I'm a lion on the plains, some lions will always be bigger than me. You know, and for me to now, I might be faster than them. Let me celebrate that. If you're saying as society,
are you not speaking from privilege? Are you not speaking from privilege?
I might be speaking from privilege because I know that I've got my own talents.
You have the ability to sift through Mihlali, Boity, Bonang, Casper, aka Black Coffee, Trevor Noah. You have the ability to sift through that. To see a tenderpreneur and whatever. You can sift through that. Your mind is strong enough. You are woke enough. You are conscious enough. That's why you can sidestep it. And part of our conversation was the fact that these people are influencing young, innocent, naive children. And you were speaking about it from a false marketing perspective. And I'm asking, even from honest marketing, is that construct in itself also not influencing negatively naive, impressionable kids to end up doing bad things just because they want to be like that natural person? Yes, he's natural. Yes, he's honest. Yes, he worked hard. But now you've put so much pressure on a society which, by average, is not like that. In South Africa, the top 1% earns 48,000 a month. It's not a lot of money, but it's mind-blowing when people hear this data. The top 10% is at 7,300 Rand per month. Understand what that means. It means 99% of South Africans, no matter what they do, will never ever smell 48,000 Rand a month. Never. It's such a small amount of money. Now, we're not glorifying people that earn 48,000 a month. Those are employees at banks. We're glorifying people that make 200,000, 300,000 Rand a month, which is phenomenal from a probabilities perspective. And I'm asking, even the guys who are earning 30,000 Rand a month in this world are depressed. They're miserable. They're taking out debt. They're trying to spend for girls in Phuket and Bali with money they don't have. They're trying to blow million Rand weddings and inimitable in Muldersdrift because of someone who's honestly making 300,000 and they feel under pressure with their 30,000, which is a top 2% salary. And I'm saying, is there not a danger that the construct in itself, outside of false marketing, is destructive? And maybe we need to look at the construct more than just the marketing. Even if the marketing is honest, we might still be destroying society.
So again, just to unpack what I was saying, because you kept on saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, Guti, that will always happen. That is as natural as a gorilla being bigger than another one. And then
what will always happen?
One person will always be strong in a certain space than another. And then Miss Gorilla will go and give.
The construct doesn't need to celebrate the top 1%.
Yes, you hear me out.
There are spaces that celebrate the average.
Hear me out. Hear me out. So again, what I was trying to say is, for me, to add to that, I feel we need to then construct a system where we all celebrate each other's strengths. You see, at school, you were celebrated for playing rugby, while I was celebrating for singing choir. You know, we need to then create a system. But I can't now, when you said getting celebrated for rugby, I'm now hating. Now I'm saying for steroid, and at the same time want to be celebrated at singing choir. That's my problem that I'm having. So I agree with the whole celebration.
I think we're missing each other.
Yeah, we're probably missing each other.
Yeah.
Because I was just saying.
I'll try and find another way to say it, because everything you're saying I agree with, which is why I'm saying that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, but everything you're saying I'm agreeing with. We agree.
No, you can't agree. You can't agree with the question, because I'm not saying anything.
But I'm answering your question, and I'm adding onto it.
So when you say you agree, I didn't make a point. I didn't make a point.
You said, is it like this? And I'm saying, look at ngiphendula ngendlela yami. Angithi umbuzo wakho ngiphendula ngendlela yami. Hey, lo Boity lo.
You're freezing up. I didn't hear what you're saying. I think my Instagram is not feeling your vibe.
Oh, Jehovah. So velelo umuntu kaMihlali.
I'll try and find another way to.
Yeah.
Yes, you're still freezing. I'll find another way to construct.
You freezing.
You started off by speaking about Candace Owens. I don't know if you wanted us to unpack the Candace Owens video.
Yeah, man. I think it's very important. I'm going to try and share the link on my story for those that didn't actually watch that. It's a 2 minutes video on Candace Owens, and she's actually going at it. It's like, wow. You know, for me watching it and listening, she's a young, beautiful, black female Republican. You know, she says a lot of things that I disagree with, But when she said this, you know, I was obviously skeptical. Whenever you listen to Candace Owens, I'm just, you know, and she was saying those, and she was just talking about how women have emasculated men.
Emasculate with an
emasculated a machita, and then, you know, the pressures that then fall thereafter. You know, she speaks about how you're going to go around telling men with their toxic, and then turn around then want a masculine man. How's that going to come about? You know, so it was just great. But like, I don't think I'm going to do it justice by unpacking it. I think more than anything, I need to just put it on my story and get people to read it. I mean, watch it.
Do you think she's attacking the wrong people?
No. I think
you believe that women are completely in control of their own dynamic and they are not influenced by systems that make them emasculate men.
Yeah, well, look, if you look at it,
when you attack the woman, it's got nothing to do with the system.
No, of course. So it's multi-layered. So again, because she's a politician in America, you know, her voice carries far and wide. So hoping Boity, the right people behind the curtain get to hear that. But at the same time, our sisters also get to hear that. You know, I've always tried to explain some of my softer traits, some of my girly female traits. And I say, because I was raised by a mom, you know, I had a woman teach me how to pee standing up. You know, so a lot of things she was doing the absolute best. She taught us how to be well-behaved, well-mannered, respect little girls. You know, so that's how we grew up, because it was a single mom. She did the best that she could. It's very, very hard for a fish to teach a bird how to fly, and vice versa. You know, there's challenges that I'm facing now as a man that the best mothers wouldn't be able to guide me through those challenges. The best moms. And we had fucking the best mom ever. Did her best, but unfortunately she raised little girls, and then we had to now pants and learn how to be a man. You know. So
Do you honestly believe that women are the ones curating what it means to be a woman in 2021?
No,
and they
I
are
don't
the
believe
ones choosing to destroy men? Or do you think women? Because I believe men don't have much control over their destinies and dynamics. I believe African men lived a certain way because African leaders said it to be so. And when the African leaders were defeated by colonialists, the colonialists then told the African men where to go, where to work, etc. And then they did the same to African women. And I'm asking you, do you think when you attack girls and you say, you guys, look at what you're doing to men, do you think it's fair to be attacking women who might just be puppets of whatever they're being fed by propaganda machine?
So I've been fed a lot of things by the propaganda machine. And then I had to unlearn certain things. And the first rule is that you need to clean out your own room. You know, so if
Did you clean out yourself?
I'm absolutely on that journey, trying my best to
how do you know you cleaned it out yourself?
What do you mean?
How do you know you weren't influenced by leaders?
To clean out myself. Maybe. We all influenced. Yes, but I'm saying we all influenced. We all influenced.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do as best I can to feel as light as I can throughout the day. You know, that's the best that I can. To the person who's on LinkedIn is the person who's on Instagram is the person that you see now. You know, I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. I fail like every other person all the time, like every other person, but I'm trying. And if I can feel lighter throughout the day, you know, when I'm by myself, if I feel light, then I'm doing a good job. You know.
You think most people are like you?
No, I'm just saying me. I don't know if most people are like, you know, I don't think most people.
It sounds like you have control over your mind and your being, which I think is privilege. But do you believe that most people are like you?
So, but what I'm trying to say is now that I feel, and again, this might be influence, blah, 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 blah. Now that I feel that I have some sort of power over my mind moving forward, I'd like those around to have power over their mind and their decision, for them to feel lighter. And then you build an amazing home, an amazing street, an amazing neighborhood, an amazing community, an amazing town, an amazing province, an amazing country. The system then self-regulates like that because we're part of the system. So how I've been conditioned.
Do you believe that people have the same mental ability as you?
No, I don't. Hence why I'm trying to influence as best as I can for them to make their own decisions. I don't believe that a lot of people.
For them?
But that's not what I want, though. I want people to have autonomy over them.
You don't think they have the same ability as you? You're fast. You can run very fast.
Yes.
And you're telling me you're trying to influence people
to
run as fast as you?
No, I'm trying to influence people. I'm trying to influence people. If they choose to want to run as fast as they can, then I will assist. Should they not want to run as fast as me, or faster, or even play any sport, then that's on them. I'm trying to say, Uguti, don't celebrate to Penson because it's fast, and now you inject steroids so that you can be fast. No, you find your thing. You find your talent so that you don't. Oh shit! It's just as loud here. It's just as fucking loud here. Sorry about that. So that's how I'm trying to influence people. Forget me, find you. Find what makes you happy, find what makes you come alive.
I believe that most human beings are vessels.
Okay.
By most, I'm talking 95 to 99% of all human beings.
Mm-hmm.
They are vessels and they are puppets who will do whatever the powerful tell them to do, influence them to do, etc. Whether it's aspiring to be a CA, engineer, lawyer, actuary, whatever. Whether it's trying to lose weight, become vegan. Whether it's speaking good English, becoming a Christian or a Muslim. Whether it's traveling the world or wanting to be a great family man or camping, I believe they will do whatever they are highly influenced to do. And they will fully believe that it's their choice, but it's not. They were influenced because they are puppets. Why do you speak English? Because I choose to. It's not. It's because you were influenced to speak English from a young age, you know. And I believe people like yourself who have this great desire to try and influence people to be independent thinkers, there's very few of you, and I think the exercise is going to be largely futile because human beings are puppets. And if you're not aggressively dictating to them what they must do, the people and the forces that you're fighting against won't be suggesting. They'll be aggressively telling the boys to be thugs, to smoke weed, to drink cough syrup, telling kids that they must code, telling people that they must wear ipatu, net drip, and Yeezys. They're not going to be begging, and they're not going to be saying, think for yourself. And I think you're going to struggle, and you're going to find yourself constantly frustrated because you keep suggesting when the forces out there are not. They are aggressively priming young girls to aspire to destructive lives, which they believe are of their choosing. And that's why I was asking if you think people have the same mental abilities as you to try and own their minds, instead of you forcing people, cracking a whip and saying, run, fucking run, fucking stop lying and false advertising, be fucking honest. Because on the other side, if you're not taking the jab, you lose your job. If you're not getting the jab, you can't travel overseas. If you're not getting the UCT qualification, you're not getting the job. If you can't speak good Afrikaans, you're not getting the job. If you haven't paid ilobolo, you're not getting the girl. On the other side, the forces are aggressive. They're not suggesting. And the guys who are suggesting, like us, I think it has to get to a point where, as much as we'll be hated, because the system is hated, but it's powerful, we'll need to aggressively begin telling people what to do unashamedly and without regard. Because just like the current system owners, we are fully convinced that if people eat well, exercise, spend time with their kids, don't buy into bullshit media, that they will be happier and healthier. And we mustn't suggest it because they are just fucking puppets. And they will do whatever the fuck the strongest, loudest, most lucrative, most beautiful looking, most great story sounding voice tells them to do.
Again, I'm just trying to clean up my room, dog. I'm not trying to change the world. I'm trying to fix me. You know, if niggas want to go to Conca and get them thick yellows, if the niggas want to go to Conca and get them thick yellows, they must go to Conca and get thick yellows. You know, once they're done with those beds, they just say your Uber's outside. Then they recycle them. But then I'm Uber. You know, then it's off to the next guy. And then our sister's next week is getting smashed by someone else. And then the next week is getting smashed by someone else. If they're happy with that, then my circle, I'm trying to clean my circle.
Oh, now it's circle, not yourself. Now it's yourself.
No. But I said I want to influence my space. I said that.
Oh.
Oh,
Remember what you said a few minutes ago?
What I said a few minutes ago.
Fix the community, fix the town, fix the country.
I'm not fixing. I'm saying I fix my house. You fix your house. If it doesn't happen like that, I'm building a bunker and I'm going underground. The same way that I bought a generator for my house. I didn't buy a generator for the neighborhood. Yeah?
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I'm trying to fix me. You know, if I can afford solar panels, I'll build solar panels. If it influences the next door neighbor to also get solar panels, great. And then all of a sudden our street is influenced. Huh?
Would you like to be a role model?
Would I like to be a role model? I think you're not given a choice about those type of things. I think when you're in those spaces where some people look up to you, you become a leader and a role model.
Okay, please answer my question.
Would I like to be a role model? I'm mistake about blame like him. Angifuni. I'd like to be able to influence in positive spaces, but angifuni nje ukuthi abantu sebeyaflopha manje bathi no ngoba uPenson enza kanje nami ngifuna ukwenza kanje. I think your achievements and your weaknesses are on you, boy. You know, if you do something well and you're successful, great. If you like, well, I was influenced by Penson, yeah, my ego's gonna feel it, feel good. But kusasa loku, all of a sudden, I was influenced by Penson to do push try.
What do you think is the main thing you'd like to highlight in this conversation we're having regarding everything we spoke about? What is the most burning point within you?
So my conversation here, you know, we've had many side chats about Amachita being under pressure and mental health. We've had many side chats, you know. So when I sent you that Candace Owens clip, and when we were talking about Boity, I was like, these are all the things that is contributing to where the system is. You know, I'm not saying it's the thing, I'm saying it's one of them, you know, that are contributing to the system, you know. And if we can have a discussion around it and just pick each other's brains, not always agree, but just see things from your point, you see things from my point. So hopefully one person and they can start processing things for themselves. You know, should they want to have a girlfriend allowance and get smashed by guys, whatever, do it. You know, if you then say, actually, this is bullshit, I don't want to do it. You know, but I was just hoping that people listen and then get those creative juices flowing from their side. Then they can make up better, more informed decisions for themselves.
I do not believe in girlfriend allowances. I used to be very much against giving women money. Completely. And then I dated two women who they didn't tell me and didn't ask me for money. But in the way they treated me in the relationship, I was very happy to spend money on them. I was very happy to give them money. And after that, I had to search within to figure out, hey, or hey, have I changed my mind? You know, I did a bit of soul searching and I realized I don't believe in allowances. Like you said, and I agree that an allowance is for a child that can't do for self. I believe in transaction, not in the cold sense, but in the sense of value exchange. So
yes, 100% agree with you.
I am very comfortable giving a woman money if she adds value to my life.
Yeah.
Pussy is not value. I'm bringing dick.
Fair.
That's value exchange. You bring pussy,
value
I bring
exchange.
dick.
Gotcha.
So fuck that. I'm not fucking paying for pussy. Not even paying for your fucking face. That's not value. I'm bringing my face. What the fuck's paying for my face?
But the only time you pay for pussy is when you go to a prostitute.
No, yes. So if we're doing value exchange and you are in my life and we're in the same space together and you cook and you clean and you do more for the kids and you give me like really, really great business advice and you help me with some of my errands and I feel like I'm not doing enough, I'd want to bring my part. And in the absence of me paying rent, paying for the bond, driving you around, helping you get a job, helping your family, in the absence of that, if all else I've got is money, I'm happy to give you money to cover for my side. That's value exchange. But if I'm giving you money for pussy, that means you're a sex worker. You can spin it however you want. He's my boyfriend. No, a man must mela peche. It's bullshit. I always hear on fucking Date My Family. A man must. We're building a society, and I don't blame the victims of it. I don't blame the girls. I don't blame the guys. I blame whoever the societal leaders are, of which celebrities are part of it, who are selling this narrative of your boyfriend doesn't give you money. You, girl, what are you offering him? Because Nakona, it shouldn't be about money. It should be about I serve my man and he serves me. And where he's not serving me tangibly, he gives me money so that I can then go and buy groceries, contribute to rent, whatever, because he gave me something. It doesn't have to be equal, you know, because equal is very, very difficult. But going back to African principles, which I have issues with as well, but the concept of Uglobola was exactly that. And feminists don't want to hear it, but it's true. A man was going to exchange 10 cows for one woman, which means the woman must be worth 10 cows. 10 cows can be milked every day, and they can breed with inkunzi and make more cows. And you can eat them and get milk and get meat. So when you're getting one woman for 10 cows, she is meant to be a factory that breeds more of you, more calves, which are your children. And your children are going to work your land for you. The boys are going to help you grow your livestock, plant crops. Your daughters are going to clean the house, cook for you. And one day those daughters are going to be exchanged for 10, 11 cows as well. Fair value exchange. It's transactional. It wasn't cold back then because it made sense and it allowed the black family to win. Today it's become extremely destructive because the black guy has to go and get a loan from a bank to raise 50 to 90 to 100,000 to pay for this girl who's going to come and fucking bump her gums about fucking women empowerment. And you can't tell me I've got fucking agency, but she's wearing your fucking expensive ring, carrying your surname. You had to go and take out a loan for her. And now she's like, oh, I must get an allowance. My friends are getting, it's destructive. It's non-rational, it's non-logical. And the sad thing for me is you've got kings and chiefs and politicians and celebrities and who are still endorsing bullshit that is not rooted in logic, that is not rooted in building the black man, the black woman, the black family, and the black community. And that's why we're constantly getting whipped 20-0 by every other race, including immigrants like Malawians, Zimbabweans, Pakistanis. Poor people are coming to knock us 20-0 because they're not engaging in the same bullshit that is being shoved down the throats by people that we call leaders that are not leaders. You know, they're actually agents of your destruction. Telling you, Baba, ngicela ukubuza ukuthi kuzongakha kanjani nomngami lento ishoyo. Izosakha kanjani? Hayi mfana isiko. Ngiyakuzwa baba, ngiyabuza ngokuhlonipha, ngokuzotha. Kuzosakha kanjani? And they'll give you bullshit about amadlozi because they actually either don't know or they are agents of your destruction. And people need to get the fuck out. And that's why I'm saying we need to shut things down people's throats.
I remember I had, and this is maybe the one that we need to end off with. I remember I had a conversation with these ladies, and we're sitting and we're, you know, in a social space, and I asked them, and it's so weird because then people start, and I was like, let's say your vagina was to shut, closed, for 3 months. What is it that you're offering your relationship? What are you offering your man? And you pause and you watch. And their boyfriends were sitting there. And I was like, if your vagina shut, closed, for the next 3 months. Imumuzi. Imumuzi. Inkomo. Zuma, when he's reading that place, enguza,
uthi intombazane ngaphandle kwenquza, ngaphandle kwenkomo ikhekhe.
I was asking those ladies that I was with, and it's so crazy how the like they had to literally suck ass on the question. They were like, emotional stability. I was like,
yes,
what is that?
I'm a stress relief. I give him emotional support.
so they go with that. And I was like, unpack that. What is that? I was saying to the gents, please don't say anything. You from your side. And I cook. I'm like, you guys stay in different places. How often do you see him? You like a weekend special. You see him once a week. You know, you cook once a week.
Once a week. The man is the battleground.
I was like, I support him. I was like, what does that mean? You support him? How does that look like? You support him? His mom supports him. His sisters and brothers support him. His friends support him.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it was just that whole thing of realizing with all these people entering relationships, when you ask them these real questions, they actually get stuck to a point where some of those ladies were like, baby, tell him what I do. I was like, hey, you actually don't know what the fuck you are offering your man outside of Ikek. They were panicking. They were aggressive, so angry, all because they didn't know what value they were adding. They had no idea what value they were adding.
Those girls are going to be mothers, they're going to be grandmothers, and they're going to keep selling this narrative. Because when people get older, the stupidity doesn't disappear. They get old with their stupidity.
100%.
Beautiful old gogo with the freckles and a nice dugu. Still a fucking idiot, but you won't see it. No, but it's still the same fucking idiot. I saw a lady make a comment here saying your opinion is one-sided, and I don't know what she was speaking in reference to. But
she joined the conversation late, so I don't think she has a full rounded. A lot of people that are commenting now, so they didn't hear the beginning.
I'm happy with that, but I'm happy she posted it. It's triggered something important. It's always very important for me to highlight in conversations like this because, again, most people are puppets and they're easily influenced. And I never ever want women, when they listen to me or listen to us, to think we have an issue with women. You know, it's very important that I fully highlight and fully stress that from an African perspective, African men, in my opinion, and I say this mostly because I am a man, African men have completely failed the African household and the African community. Number one, we were infiltrated by colonizers and apartheid enforcers, and we lost to them because we had not become advanced enough. We had not developed weapons. We had not built strong families, etc. And we were conquered. It's fine. Being conquered is life. People lose rugby games. Sometimes you fail a test, your business crashes. It's life. But African men from that point have never acknowledged that they lost, apologized to their women, apologized to their children, and have said, we will try our best to do a post-mortem and figure out where we got it wrong and begin this journey of sorting things out. And where external influence comes in, we will try our best to limit it. And where we kind of fall short, which is very important, humble yourself, Will Smith, and fucking say, you know, I don't know. Mngami, ntombi siswam, maw angazi, ngicela ungisize, ngicela ungibonise. Because clearly there's somewhere where we're falling short. And at a time when African men's balls were shrinking into fucking tiny marbles, we needed Charlotte Maxege, we needed Winnie Madikizela, and we needed other very, very strong women to rise up. And strong women must keep rising up, but they mustn't just be attacking men in the same way we mustn't just be attacking women. They must constantly, like Candace Owens, be about building the family and saying, Leandro is dome. Leandro tetengela amantombazana utshwala. Abikhokhela ingane zakhe ukuthi ibe namanabiyeni is dome. Leandro evuma ukuthi kulotsholwa ingane yakhe ngo100,000 khona azopesha endlini yakhe. Is dome. And they must lead and they must help us lead so that when we're being aggressive, they must know that we're not fighting women. We're fighting the system which has influenced certain women to not assist us in the fight, because unfortunately as African men, we have failed and we continue to fail. And instead of blaming ourselves and taking accountability and fixing things through our daughters, through our partners, and on platforms like this, we blame African women. Yo, you guys love Nigerians. And we blame illegal immigrants. And we blame colonialists. And we blame apartheid. And we blame capitalism. And a black woman is like, okay, build a black business then so I can come work. Build a home for me. Tell me what to do. Because if you're not, I'm going to go work for Van der Merwe. I'm going to marry the white or the colored guy. I'm going to move overseas and go be based somewhere else because you're not leading. You know, I was speaking to a gent. I sent you the messages. I was speaking to a gent who, black guy.
Sorry, we won't get implemented. Is again,
it's going to be short.
Is that a system? Okay, sorry.
It's going to be short. Sorry. Black guy, Zulu guy, who has in effect given up on African women. He's dating a colored Muslim woman and he's raising his family in a Muslim way. I guess he was supposed to be Christian, but he's become Muslim. And I'm raising this because as much as they're a minority in this country, Muslim men still lead their homes. Their women listen to them. You won't go visit a Muslim woman at her house and be like, hey, Nabila, I'm
My
gonna come
female
over,
friend.
let's do drink.
Yeah, it's
You
my
know?
female friend. You know,
Yes. So if anything
Muslim
goes
women
wrong,
don't have guy friends, male friends. They
yeah,
don't
they
have.
don't have guy friends. They don't have guy
Yeah,
friends. And
chilling. Nah,
I'm not
chill.
necessarily saying we need to become Muslim or take on Islam. I'm saying there's a lot of good learnings from there. And the learnings are not men must lead and women must cover up and women must have guy friends. No. The message there is families need strong leadership.
Mm.
And the leadership must be strong, it must be good, and it must be for the benefit of building the family. And of course, if the man is falling weak, a lot of our homes, we look at where you and I come from. We were carried by a tiny little half-colored woman. Bubesi, in her own little tired little voice. Hi, Toby. Hi, Toby. Abanga. She's our matriarch. Who we are today is because of her and her leadership. If she had dropped the ball, if she had said whatever your father says, let's do that, we would have been fuck-ups. Well, potentially.
Potentially,
You know,
yeah.
but she decided to lead. She said, ngizosebenza, ngizofukuza, ngizosebenza engadini, ngizodayisa amasekeni, ngizofundisa, ngizonisa ey'kolweni ey'phambili, ngizokukhokhela kwibhendi yephesheya, ngizokukhokhela evarsity, ngizokwenza umuntu. We can't, in all earnest, at any given time, and women must know this, ever stand on podiums and try and ridicule and look down on women just because we have penises, because we have been raised by strong women. We want strong women, and we crave our sisters and our partners to become strong women, and we will try our best where our fathers failed to do better. Khona sizobambisana and build stronger families, because once the family is strong, it's almost impossible to crack anything else wherever you go. Full stop. Danko.
Full stop. Full stop. Drop spike. No, man, I was just, again, we have to close at a certain time. I'm loving the comments by Kono says that are actually really jumping in on the comment section, you know, and then if it was on a different platform, yo, guys, I'd love to actually just sit down with you guys and honestly just unpack this and hear your side. Because these are just two guys, two brothers who are having their own opinions. We are speaking as like all-powerful, all-knowing. We're just saying with you, based on our walks, we've experienced life in a specific way, and we're giving our opinions. Again, guys, an opinion is not for you to agree with just because or disagree. It's my opinion, you know. And then the discussion at a later stage, if we do have a later stage, Lucis, uvezo, you know, it would be great if me and you jumped on. Yes, it would be great if me and you jumped on an IG live and we had a conversation. I'd love that, and I'd love to learn from you. And I know there's a lot of people on my platform that will. Sorry? Or like on a Zoom, whatever the case is. Yeah. But like, it would be nice. You know, I see Konusi Swamlan, who also has things to say. It would be nice to also hear from her, you know, and then maybe we can learn, disagree, agree, whatever the case may be. And then others can also drink from that as well.
I'm hosting a talk next week, Tuesday, I believe, in Randburg. Next week, Wednesday, in Soweto, Pimville.
Yeah.
Next week, Thursday, in Katlehong. I'm going to try and post these things because I know the talks are important. And obviously, I want to be Sadhguru.
It would be nice if you could, while having these talks, like have like your phone and have like IG live. And I want to Sadhguru.
I want to be Sadhguru. But it's important that we unpack and have people sit down and engage.
But did you hear what I was saying? Did you hear what I was saying?
I know we don't like talk shops. I know we don't like talk shops, but it's incredibly important. And yes, I definitely heard what you said, that while we have those things, we go live on IG, we go live on Facebook and any other platform.
Gabonga, me. Yeah, no, we'll chat for days. Let's just close it there. Guys, thank you so much for listening in. Please follow my brother, God Penwell, on IG. Check him on TikTok, on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever. This guy's dropping wisdom all day. Again, you might not agree with everything, but it's gets the creative, not the thinking juices in mentally flowing. You know, engage, discuss, debate, disagree. You know, and as fun sani man.
Ngiyabonga ngani yamamsi.
All right, Malungelo.
Thank you, bro.
Okay, sharp. Cheers, guys.